Perfect.
Great to be with you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. And thank you for all that you do. You guys are the grassroots. You're the guys that want to make the ones that make the difference. You're the ones that make the phone calls, knock on doors, and get the information out for us. And for that, we owe you a tremendous bit of thanks, and I appreciate everything you have done in the past and what you're going to be doing this next election. We're very critical for you to be engaged and you do what you've been doing and doing well. With regards to myself, I'm from a little town called St. Elizabeth over in Miller County, which is south of Jefferson City, in the Lake Ozarks. I've got about a 30-year background in banking, finance, insurance. I also raised livestock about 20 years. I was growing up, helping myself through school and put some shoes on my kids' feet the first few years when we were growing up. They were growing up. I got interested. I've been interested in politics for a long time. I had the opportunity where my kids were out of high school to be able to jump into politics, my local rep. Decided not to run for election. I got into the race in 1998 and won the 7-way primary, and served for 6 years. While I was in the House, I served in a leadership position for 2 years, and I was part of the Republican leadership that rolled the House over from Democrat to Republican in 2002. I think you can see what's happened since then. The House, the Senate, and the governor, what difference it's made. In 2004, I stepped out of my rep position, ran for state treasurer, finished second in the primary, and in 2006, the governor asked me to serve as the director of prison for the state of Missouri. That's what I've been doing for the last year and a half. I stepped out of that position about a month ago, so I could vote full-time for this run for Congress, because I believe it deserves my full attention, and you need to be able to see me out working hard and getting out here, hearing the concerns of all people in this district. So what does all that mean? Well, Blaine, you've had an awful lot of jobs in your life. Well, I come from a small town where I come from, takes 2 or 3 jobs to make a living. And I've raised a family, and I've met a payroll. So I think I understand a lot of concerns and problems that you have in your everyday life, because I've had them myself. I've been a part of all of that. As somebody who has an agricultural background, I'm one of the few in the race that has as broad a background as I have. Livestock production is still involved a little bit in it today. As part of my legislative experience, from the standpoint that I've been there, I've worked for you in the trenches, I've sponsored the Sanctity of Marriage bill, I've co-sponsored the Right to Carry bill, I've been supported by, or endorsed by, or highly rated by Missouri Chamber, Farm Bureau, Missouri Right to Life, the NRA. I'm somebody that doesn't walk, or just talk the talk, I walk the walk. I stood in the trenches and I fought for you in Jefferson City for 6 years, and I think we made a difference. When I was there, we were battling Bob Holden and Mel Carnahan, and helped stop a lot of tax increases that were proposed by those folks, and especially we got the majority. I think you can see what a difference the majority actually makes today. With Matt and the 2 houses of our government here in Missouri, we have gone from $1 billion up to a surplus. We have shown people that you can get hold of government, it can be changed, you can change the direction of it. It takes leadership, it takes will, it takes support from the people to make those tough decisions, and then be able to work down the road and continue those programs. The same thing can happen in D.C. Right now, if you look at what's going on in D.C., the Democrats have been, the liberal Democrats have been in control of the House and the Senate now for about 15, 16 months. And what have they done? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They've got all these ideas and nothing has been accomplished. They've continued to thwart the president and his extension of his tax cuts. They have allowed, while they're on the watch now, they're the ones who propose legislation. They're the ones that are supposed to be watching out for all of us. They've allowed oil prices to double, consumer price index going up 4%, housing starts going down 8%, job growth has been cut in half, and your average grocery bill since they've been in power has gone up $70 a month. Now, what kind of plan do they have? A tax increase. That's their answer. A tax increase. Guess what? They have in their new budget a $3,000 per family across the country increase plan in their new budget. Anybody here like to pay more taxes? I think it's time that they start living within their budgets like you and I live within ours. Here in Missouri, we have a balanced budget amendment, or a law in a statute that says we have to have a balanced budget. As a result, when I was in the House, we made Bob Holden balance his budget. We made him make the cuts and brought him to the table. And that's what has to be done in Washington, D.C. as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this race isn't necessarily about me, Art Brock, or the other candidates. It's about you. Who do you want to represent you in Washington, D.C.? Who do you want to represent your values, your concerns, your ideas, that American spirit that you represent in Washington, D.C.? George Bush once said that the greatness of our country is not found in the hearts, it's found in Congress. It's found in the hearts and homes of our people. When I was the director of tourism, I had the opportunity to meet people not only from Missouri, but around the world. So when I tell them I'm from Missouri, they say, "Where's that?" I said, "The middle of the country, Park." "Ah, that's where the real American is." You're viewed as the ideal person who represents in America. You're conservative, common sense values. Your Christian ideals, and the American spirit that has driven us as a society and as a country where we are today is what they view as the average American. You are somebody that they believe is the ideal person that makes a difference. That is what has shaped our country and has driven it and continues to drive it today to be what it is, the leader of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to do that same thing. I want to go to D.C. and I want to represent those ideas, those values, and that spirit for you. I've done it in Jefferson City. I want to continue to do it in Washington, D.C. I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to be here this evening. I look forward to your questions. Ask you for your support. Appreciate the consideration. And I've got a website that's called Blame for Congress. Nobody can spell Luetkemeyer, so it made it real simple. Just Blame for Congress. Do I take questions now?
No, you will take questions out of all of the
Okay. Thank you very much.